Hey guys, I'm at Funspot Arcade in New Hampshire. Incredible arcade. Check out this row of Taito machines, including the one at the very end. Hang on to the end of this video. I'm going to show you guys a true rarity and some other interesting and rare games along the way. Hey, everybody knows Kicks. This is a great game that was ported to the NES, Atari 5200, Game Boy, and on. Great drawing game, basically. You draw, it's sort of a puzzle game. Some people even call it a maze game. You draw basically squares, rectangles, and the like to fill in space, and you avoid the enemies there. Pretty cool game, a lot of strategies. Zookeeper, one of my favorite arcade games of all time. I never played this back in the day. I didn't play this till I played it on the collection of Taito games for the PS1. But man, I discovered that I absolutely love this game. It is so much fun. It's got a great bonus round, and it's just a blast. Love me some Zookeeper. Lock and Chase, you television fans will remember this game as a fantastic port of the great maze game. Again, I discovered this game on consoles, the Intellivision in this case, instead of in the arcades. Back in the early 80s, none of my arcades had this game. And it's not a one-to-one port for the Intellivision, but it's pretty darn good considering the limitations of the console. Definitely a favorite for Intellivision fans. It's a great maze game where you can close in the walls there. Tons of fun. Lunar Rescue is not working, unfortunately. That's too bad. That's a tough one to find. Xerion, or however you say that, that's a rarity. That's a rare shooter. Pretty cool there. This is the first time I've played this game here at Funspot today. One cool thing about Funspot, they've got a really cool curated selection of games. Now they got a lot of arcade games, but a surprisingly large variety of them are very rare. Stuff you just don't see at expos or other arcades. Alpine Ski. This is a fun one. Pretty cool. Kind of looks like what they were going to come out with on the ColecoVision, but that game never saw the light of day. It's too bad. Jungle Hunt, of course, a classic. Everybody loves Jungle Hunt, and had some great ports on the ColecoVision and Atari systems. All-time classic. Space Dungeon. You Atari 5200 fans love this game. The arcade version is rare. Don't see this one every day or ever at all. I've never seen this game at an expo or a retro arcade, except for here at Funspot. And it's a shooter. It's a very interesting shooter. It's a little bit comparable to Robotron, and if you had a 5200 and had this game, it came with a controller holder for dual joystick action. Just a blast. Space Dungeon, one of the best games for the 5200. Very intense, very fun, very compelling shooter. Love this game. And if you have played Space Dungeon for the 5200, you know just how great it is, and it works perfectly with the 5200 controllers, thanks in part to that nifty controller holder. Let's maybe check out some gameplay here with the attract mode. Giving you some directions there because it's not immediately obvious how to play. Pretty fun game though. Dungeon door. You basically go around shooting in all directions, and you can shoot enemies, collect items, and that kind of thing. It's got a lot of screens, and it is a ton of fun to play. Laser fire does not penetrate next room. That's right, it's a series of single screens. And front line. I'll come back to Space Dungeon if it actually ever gets into gear. Front line, a lot of you ColecoVision fans remember Front Line. It's a great run and gun game, and you can jump in tanks. It's a very early run and gun game. It predated games like Atari Warriors. Did I say Atari Warriors? Akari Warriors. But anyway, you guys know this game is fun if you played it on ColecoVision. It's a very good port on the ColecoVision. Works with the Super Action controllers. And yeah, very early version of this type of vertical shooter from a run and gun type of action. Just a blast. Check out that rotary control, love it. It was so much fun to get in a tank and play this when you could, anytime you could get into a tank, go for it. Really cranks up the action on Frontline. Crazy Climber, I've been playing this game on my Switch for a couple of years now or longer. I downloaded it for like $7 on my Switch, and with the dual sticks on that system, it works great. I love the cabinet art on this. And this is a classic. It's like the first game where climbing played the central role in the gameplay. Predated Donkey Kong. Excellent stuff there. And Moon Shuttle. This is the rare one I told you guys about. Moon Shuttle. How many of you heard of this game? Let me know in the comments. Really interesting early game. 1981, where you could shoot through the environment. Really ahead of its time. Very unusual aspect of gameplay for this time. Long before a lot of more popular side-scrolling shooters, you could shoot through the environment in this game. Very cool. You could go up and down, and you could thrust forward. Great game, an amazing lineup of Taito arcades at Funspot. Let me know in the comments what's your favorite game in this row. Or then you hear you never played before, probably like Exarion or Zerion. Perhaps you've never even played Zookeeper. It's a great game, kicks and all-time classics. Check it out, guys. This amazing row of Taito arcade games.